Whispers of the Soul. Chapter 1. A Chance Encounter. Jessa had always found comfort in the musty scent of old books and the quiet murmur of hushed conversations within the walls of the library where she worked as a librarian. Her days were an intricate dance between lending out stories to eager minds and lost souls, her nights slipping into the embrace of a blank page with pen in hand, pouring out her thoughts before drifting off to sleep. A life filled with order was what she craved, one that didn't whisper secrets or yearn for more than the words on those pages. It wasn't until the art exhibition at the local museum on a crisp autumn evening that Jessa's carefully constructed world began to tremble and sway under the weight of unspoken desires. Luke stood amidst his vibrant canvases, a man carved from the shadows with eyes that burned like embers in the dim light. His paintings whispered stories of passion and longing, a language she couldn't quite understand but felt deep within her bones. The room was alive with laughter yet empty until he turned to meet her gaze, and time seemed to slow as their eyes intertwined. It wasn't the art that pulled her closer, it was him, like an unseen force drawing her toward the edge of a familiar shore. Jessa's pulse quickened as she navigated through the crowd of admirers, drawn to his enigmatic presence like a moth to flames. "Ah, you found my muse," he said, voice low and husky, eyes never leaving hers. "Please tell me you appreciate art." "I do." Her voice barely carried above the din, but Luke heard it as if she whispered in his ear. "Your passion is palpable through the strokes of your brushwork. Every piece tells a story." His smile was a gentle caress on her skin. "You have no idea what those stories hold within them." As they spoke, Jessa felt an inexplicable connection that shook the foundation of her quiet life. Luke's intensity drew her in, painting pictures with words as effortlessly as he did with colors. She discovered a shared love for literature and art that only strengthened their bond. The exhibition ended, but the night didn't. They strolled along the riverbank under twinkling stars, sharing tales of dreams they'd yet to chase and fears silently held. Jessa confided in him about her secret writing endeavors, Luke's hands finding solace on her arms with an unconscious tenderness. Before she could fully grasp what was happening, he pulled her close, lips brushing against hers with the intensity of a stormy sky. The world spun as they lost themselves in the kiss, passionate and raw. The morning after, Jessa returned to work, heart pounding like a drumline in her chest. Luke's painting had been displayed at the museum that night. It now adorned the library's front wall. The patrons' gasps were music to her ears, but she couldn't help the ache within her. Their worlds were colliding with an intensity she'd never known. They began meeting secretly, sipping coffee in hidden corners of the library and Luke sharing his sketches of their shared stories. Jessa wrote, he painted, both crafting tales that echoed through her soul. Yet, beneath the surface of this whirlwind romance, shadows whispered tales of their pasts that threatened to unravel them. The first crack appeared when Luke revealed his art was a canvas for his scars, each brushstroke bleeding out painful truths and desires. A woman named Sarah had once consumed him. He'd been lost in her darkness before finding solace in the strokes of his paintbrushes. Jessa's own fears of being vulnerable, of opening up to love after past betrayals, left them both hesitant to delve deeper. That fateful day became a turning point. Luke vanished without explanation, leaving behind only a note, "Meet me at the old oak tree tonight, before sunset." With trembling hands, she penned her response on a piece of paper and tucked it beneath a tome, hoping he'd find it. Chapter 2. Hidden Depths. Under the watchful gaze of the oak's gnarled branches, Luke arrived an hour before dusk. Jessa couldn't help but wonder if this chance encounter would be their last, as the wind danced through leaves that seemed to echo their unspoken thoughts. "It wasn't just the kiss," he said, eyes gleaming with a mixture of desire and trepidation. "I saw something in you. A writer's passion that rivals my own." He pulled out his sketchbook, revealing pages filled with Jessa's stories brought to life in color. Her breath caught as the wind picked up, carrying them toward an unexpected storm outside. Luke took her hand, leading them through the forest toward the riverbank they had first wandered days prior. The rain pelted down, a symphony that underscored their raw emotions. In this tempestuous night, they delved into each other's wounds. His past heartbreaks, her guarded heart. Sarah haunted Luke. Rachel, Jessa's ex-fiancé's infidelity, lingered just out of reach. Their confessions mingled with the raindrops, an intimate dance between two souls searching for solace in love's uncharted waters. Luke spoke of Sarah, a muse who broke him before setting him free to paint once more. Jessa shared the sting of Rachel's deceit and the fear of trusting again. A kiss beneath the oak tree became their safe haven amidst life's turmoil. Promises whispered on wet skin that left them breathless and yearning for more. In each other, they found solace. In each other, a reason to confront past demons. The storm dissipated as it began, leaving behind an ethereal calm. He took her hand, leading her back through the forest. "I want you to see my world," he said, driving them toward his secluded studio on the outskirts of town. Artistic expressions spilled from him. A kaleidoscope of emotions that echoed Jessa's heart. The first strokes of Luke's brush danced across a canvas, and with every color laid bare, so were their souls. A gentle rain began anew as Luke finished painting their story amidst a backdrop of night sky and pouring raindrops on the glass. "An offering for my muse," he whispered, pulling her into his arms as they gazed upon the stunning work. They stood there, in love's nascent storm, embracing as if the world would shatter them otherwise. But beneath this beauty lay the uncertainty that had haunted Jessa. Could she truly trust him when her heart still bore scars? "You don't have to let your past define you," he murmured before leaving another enigmatic note. "Meet me at the old bookshop by sunrise for a new chapter." Chapter 3. A Love Rekindled. Jessa braved the dawn, and there he was, standing outside the small bookstore. Luke led her into an empty room filled with canvases that told their tales and those of strangers they'd yet to meet. He spoke of courage and vulnerability as she opened a sketchbook. Words penned long before meeting him. They were intertwined now. He wrote while she painted stories from his life, each new page promising a tale of love untamed. His fingers danced across her skin with the passion of an artist painting emotions, leaving her breathless. Sarah's presence still lingered between them, but Jessa recognized that Rachel had long been buried beneath the surface of her heart. In this sanctuary of art and writing, they were free to explore desires unspoken until now. A love that might break the boundaries of both canvas and page. Together they crafted their love story, a testament to the power of embracing every color within life. At sunset, Luke revealed a painting of them, two souls intertwined by fate, their passions merging in vibrant hues. As the sun dipped into another day, he whispered his own scars. How Sarah was gone but had given him voice through art. They stood amidst this new chapter, daring to trust love's beauty as much as they dared each other. In a torrent of colors and ink, Luke penned their ending, together forever, on pages yet unwritten. Their first public exhibition showcased both their stories. The night it opened, Jessa found her book among his sketches. A love letter in verse and brushstrokes. It was time to trust, time to paint an untamed love as bold as they dared imagine it. The library's walls welcomed them with Luke's paintings, an open invitation for others to share their tales. Hand in hand, they walked toward the museum where it all began. Where art met words and scars found solace. Their stories intertwined like leaves in autumn. A kaleidoscope of courage. Luke proposed beneath the oak tree. She accepted on paper with tears that mingled with his own inked confession. Together we'll write our untamed love. The library's walls hummed with their promise, as did their hearts. Hand in hand, they faced the world, turning the page to a future where every color was alive and every word spoken aloud.